No.
Okay. Okay, so
Yay.
Linnell found a reading together today that ended up just being ideal in a very synchronistic way uh, for the theme today. So it's from, what was his name? White Eagle,
Yes.
Native American, on how to deal with the current uh, political environment. And uh,
Hopi Indian leader White Eagle comments on the situation we are in. And just stick with me. It doesn't really go off politically, but more spiritually.
no, depending where you are on the political spectrum.
Sure. This moment that mankind is experiencing now can be seen as either a door or a hole. The decision to fall into the hole or go through the door is yours. If you absorb information 24 hours a day with negative energy, constantly nervous and pessimistic, you will fall into the hole. But if you take the opportunity to look at yourself, use the time to rethink life and death, to care for yourself and others, you're walking through the portal. Keep your home, keep your body safe. Connect with your spiritual home. When you take care of yourself, you take care of everyone else. Don't underestimate the spiritual dimension of this crisis. Take the perspective of an eagle that sees everything above with a broader perspective. There is a social issue in this crisis, but also a spiritual issue. And they both go hand in hand. Without the social dimension, we fall into bigotry. Without the spiritual dimension, we perish in pessimism and meaninglessness.
Mhm.
Pack your toolbox and use all the tools at your disposal. Learn the resistance from the example of the Indian and African people. Okay, let me find. We are and still are being threatened, extinct. But we never stopped singing, dancing, building bonfires, and having joy. Don't feel guilty for feeling happy in these difficult times. It doesn't help at all to be sad or angry. Resistance is resistance through joy, which sort of resonated with me, and of course, our teachings about resistance being suffering. You have every right to be strong and positive, and there's no other way to do this than by adopting a beautiful, cheerful, and empathetic attitude. This has nothing to do with alienation. It's a resistance strategy. When we enter the door, we are given a new world view because we have faced our fears and overcome adversity. That's all you can do now. Seek solace in the storm, keep calm, pray daily, make it a habit to meet the holy everywhere and in everyone every day. Show resistance through art, joy, trust, and love. Okay.
okay,
Wow. Anyway, yep.
so, and that really sets the table for today and our talk about energy, uh, and beginning to bring this thing home. So, the in one version of the Hindu story, the energy that we're looking at in the universe, the sacred energy, is called Satchitananda. There's a great Swami Satchitananda, one of the first people to bring yoga from India. And it means Sat means being, Chit means awareness, Ananda means bliss. Okay. So the energy of the universe is being itself. Everything that exists is this energy. It's conscious and it's blissful. So when you embody the sacred energy, you do this through your bliss. And so we're going to put a little different spin today. We started out talking about the koshas, the idea that we are denser and denser incarnations of this energy. So the one that comes first after divine consciousness is this bliss consciousness. And it's called the Anandamaya kosha. Okay, Anandamaya meaning the bliss sheath, and it's the reason our dog is named Nandi. So our first experience of life is bliss. As children, we are in that state of blissful awareness. This is the thing Jesus called the kingdom. Children are naturally compassionate. This blissful energy is also naturally compassionate. When my students say, I'm trying to be more compassionate, I go, you missed the point. You're totally missing the point. If you go ventral, you will naturally be compassionate. You won't have to try to be compassionate. When you're in touch with the energies of the universe, you won't have to try to be compassionate. You will naturally be compassionate. So first we have that energy coming down. And that energy comes into us through the crown chakra. All right, today we're going to turn that pyramid we've been building with its base on the earth upside down. All right, now we're going to have the triangle with its base in heaven and with its point towards the ground. This is on earth as it is in heaven. All right, we're drawing in those sacred energies and they're becoming conscious to us. So at this stage, it's pure awareness, pure consciousness without form. Then it hits this point right here, sixth chakra. And what happens at sixth chakra? Sixth chakra is where it becomes intuition, where it becomes symbolic, where it becomes myth, where it's like the story of the benzene ring, and the guy had a dream of a snake with its tail in its mouth, and he realized the carbon atoms. That's the consciousness that happens here. It's where things like democracy emerge. You're never going to see democracy in the sensible world. It doesn't exist. The only place it exists is someone grasped that as a potentiality. So this is the seat of intuition and more properly the word inspiration. Inspiration and enthusiasm, okay? Entheos, in God, inspiration, in God. They mean the same thing. So now all of a sudden I have inspiring ideas. Well, the Native Americans, you get your song, African tribes, you sing your name. That's music is very much connected to this particular chakra and resonates very strongly because music is not verbal, but it definitely carries that inspirational energy. When that energy gets tied down into the damage, this is also where the traumatic part of your brain happens. So they distinguish between this intuitive energy and the mind. And when they talk about the mind, which is Manomaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha is ruled and influenced often by the fear in the body. And when it's taken over by the lower energies, it becomes dedicated to finding safety. All right? It becomes ruled by fear. When it's above that and ruled by the higher levels of energy, it drives out fear. All right. So we're looking for a way to address our fear. If you become afraid of fear, you've doubled your fear. You've established resistance. So the reason that we're going through grounding We start at first chakra, our connection to the earth, which is where fear gets centered. If I don't feel connected to the earth, grounded in the earth, then I run around fearful all the time. So we have to establish our base. That's why we sit. That's why we take the diamond throne, to ground the spiritual energy, to feel the support of the earth underneath it. We're not in this damn thing alone, people. We're rooting in the entire universe. So we sit in first chakra. Then second chakra, we've got those energies beginning to flow in and out reciprocally through us. And so we're giving and taking without fear, without permission. We're letting go of codependency. We're letting go of socialization, all the scripting. And we're rooting ourselves in that flow of energy. Okay. Then that energy bubbles up into third chakra, which is my self-esteem. And also, I think we call it self-will. But the thing I think is more correct is steadfastness, our ability to hold your seat. If you look at the whole thing we do, no matter what the fuck is going on, no matter how scared you are, you sit with it and you learn to maintain your awareness with all those energies. You expand your window of tolerance. Now, my presence here, I'm not moved. My self-esteem is not because of what I have, what I own, who I know. It's none of those things. It's because I know I'm an expression of sacred energy. I was brought into this universe by that energy. I'm still being sustained by it, okay? So this form has value, whether it's like Meister Eckhart says, every one of us is a gift that the universe gave to itself. And we judge the gifts by their covers instead of seeing that it's a sacred energy. Every one of us is an expression of that, okay? Now that energy comes to the heart. And you remember the words I've given you are, I am awake and I open my heart to the world, okay? What we're doing now is we're drawing down Satchitananda into the heart. And this is why we totally misunderstand heart chakra. We think heart chakra is an emotion, and it's not an emotion. Heart chakra is the embodiment of the sacred energy we're drawing through our crown chakra, which is moving through our intuition and taking form as to how to be expressed. We get the words for expressing it, the words for a song, and this is where the prophet comes from. This is where your charismatic speakers speak from, is when Manamaya Kosha is now in service to intuition and the sacred. I speak the words, I speak truth, not my truth. Prophetes means to speak for God. When you see me, you've seen the Father, says Jesus. Every one of the mystics says that because they know where this energy that's coming through me is not my energy. These words I'm speaking are not my words, right? And where it's expressed from is the heart. So I'm drawing that awareness, that loving awareness down into the foundation that I've created, the steadfastness, so that it can flow out from the heart into the world. The greater your capacity to stay open is your capacity to channel that sacred energy. What is that sacred energy? Love, peace, joy. Be the peace you seek. We've heard it. We don't know how to do it. This is the playbook first. People, you've been trying to do it on your own. You're not disconnected. First you embody, okay? You establish a base for it to move through that can handle the energy. And then you open these channels, which is what we're going to do today, to receive that divine energy, that bliss, that being, that consciousness, that bliss, that joy, that spaciousness, that unlimited potentiality, and to begin to embody it. So when you look at every sacred symbol, okay, the cross, what is it? The intersection of the divine with the world. What is the Star of David? The intersection of those two triangles. What is the yin and the yang? It's the same two intersection of Heaven and earth put in a spin to show that it's a process. What is the Chinese symbol for peace? Heaven and earth. Okay. All these symbols are to remind us that it's fundamental. You can't, in the West, we're too much up here. We're not enough in our bodies. So today we're going to begin to open up the seventh, sixth, fifth chakra and begin to draw that energy into our heart and then let the energy out through our heart. Okay. So, Head Monk, would you please bang a gong, get it on. Let's begin by doing an awakening of the chakras, the energy centers, a little bit of clearing out the channels so that energy flows a little more easily. Tuning into the impact of prana, the divine life force energy at the nostrils, consciously and gratefully receiving the gift of life. The impact of energy always increase geometrically when you bring it into grateful awareness. Feeling that energy awakening the sinuses, and as it draws your awareness into the sinuses, feel any constrictions in the brow center. Any tightness, any deadness, feel the vitality coming in, the breath creating space, no effort on your part, no trying to correct, just a simple allowing of the healing power of the spirit to move in, to restore balance, to the intuitive centers of your mind. Letting your awareness rise up to the crown chakra, thousand petal lotus. Again, notice any emptiness, any constrictions, any deadness. As you draw your awareness, begin to feel any vibratory energy that's drawn to the area, and that's the healing, the awakening, maybe itchiness as the crown wakes up. Let the energy flow down again through the sixth chakra into the throat, an area we close off in childhood. We constrict, don't allow the bodily sensations into awareness. Softening the throat, that lump, that feeling of choking, the breath creating space, bringing new life. Without needing to understand or direct or control, just allowing and receiving. As that energy moves down into the heart, allowing that armoring which we generated in childhood to begin to soften. It regenerates overnight without our effort. Particularly those of us with PTSD wake up already in fight or flight. I'm grateful for another day of living and loving. Softening to receive the gift. And letting the awareness flow down into the solar plexus, softening the chronic tension in the belly. Returning to belly breath. Inhaling, letting the belly expand. Exhaling, belly moves back towards the spine. Breath softening and relaxing the belly if you're not forcing it. Just allowing it to expand and soften, to receive the breath to the pubic bone, the other abdominal attachment, lower back. Feeling awareness, feeling the chest, now the abdominal cavity, all the way down to the floor of the pelvis. And when you breathe, see if you can begin to feel it down there. The expansion of the breath, gently massaging the perineum. Drawing our awareness to our connection with the earth. Becoming aware of legs as roots, soles of the feet, the back of the knee, the hips. Gravity pulling, inviting you, embracing you, giving you nourishment, saying, here, drink. Consciously allowing those channels to open, letting the pull of gravity now drain everything above you, in your feet, in your perineum, through the spaces we've opened, feeling all the heavy energies that you've inadvertently collected by constricting against what's going on in your life and now and in the past. And on the inhale, receiving those stabilizing, grounding energies. Noticing any feelings of at-homeness, of stability, of well-being, or being well. Grounded and in place. Feeling the connection between you and the earth. Our negative energies, opening all the channels in your body so they can flow like electricity through the ground. And draw those energies up in the first chakra, literally letting go of all fear, letting it ground. And letting yourself know I am safe. I am nourished. I belong. Letting go of fear and putting your trust in your connection with life. Knowing that that connection, the earth is always there supporting you. If you can only feel it. Drawing those stabilizing energies up into second chakra. And without fear, without shame, draw in the energies that you need, that are yours, that are being offered by life. Here, take, drink from my cup. Feeling that flow of energy. Knowing I am giver and receiver. I'm connected to life by this flow of energy. Like a tree, I take what I need and no more. And I hold nothing back. Riding the flow of energies in the body, in the emotions. Knowing it's all sacred energy. And feel that energy welling up into third chakra, stabilizing you, giving you steadfastness. Letting go of all anger and control. Feel yourself as power, not as force. Letting go of all control, all ideas of right doing and wrong doing. Feeling that sense of sheer presence. Like a mountain rooted in the earth. I am worthy just as I am. No striving for self-improvement, for self-understanding. Simply channeling the flow of that energy into the heart. Opening the heart with the words, I am awake. And I open my heart to the world. I am awake. And without fear, I open my heart to the world. And now with the in-breath, become aware of the crown chakra. And feel the sky energies, the yang energies, the energies of spaciousness, of awareness, inspiration, enthusiasm. Again, the source of nourishment, always there, always there. And begin to drink those energies freely. It's your birthright. Drinking joy. Drinking peace, drinking love. Feel those energies begin to come in, tingling in the scalp, beginning to tingle through the body. grounding in being and energy. I am the energy, like a lightning bolt coming through my crown. Moving down to the brow center, awakening visions. Nation without vision soon perishes. Where are our leaders? I'm looking at them on the screen. Crisis is 2 ideograms, opportunity and danger. Which one do you see? What are you going to embody today? Let the fear drain away, see the opportunity. Feel those energies, vital, alive, intense, awakening, moving down through the throat. Those energies are creative. You were given your voice to express that as only you can. Only you can dance your dance. Only you can sing your song. Why does the bird sing? Because it's plugged into that energy and it can't do anything but sing. And feel those energies. Breathe them into your heart. And let them join with all those pent up spiritual energies that you've never allowed yourself to express, your joy, your love, your peace, releasing them, letting them flood through you and overwhelm you. Feel the ego's fear of losing control and say, fuck you. I'm tired of living a half life. I want to live before I die. I open my heart to the world. I receive spiritual inspiration from above, support, and grounding from below and through my heart. I channel that Ananda Maya, my fundamental identity. I know myself to be being. I know myself to be consciousness. I know myself to be bliss. I receive fully from life. I return it, keeping nothing for myself. Point of awareness and the never-ending ebbs and flows and dance, the energy that created us, that sustains us. Finding courage, not by confronting fear, but by letting it drain away and turning to drink the light. and letting light dispel the darkness wherever I go. We are the light bearers.
So interesting. I have my grandkids all the time, and the thing that they love the most is to get scared.
Yes,
They want that fear to flow through them.
you're exactly right.
It's an
But
energy.
it's adrenaline. It's
Right.
fear, anger, and excitement are all the same neurotransmitter, and we knew that as kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we weren't afraid of fear. We've gotten afraid of fear. We're old people. Kids run, fall down, slide on the ice, and we're like, I might slip. Got to be careful. It's so shut down. So shut down. Thanks for the reminder, Bruce. How many times did you fall down voluntarily today?
I was trying to send that reading from earlier on the chat, but it will only let me put so many words in. So
Well,
I'm going to break it into some pieces.
that's kind of hostile, don't you
I
think?
know.
Yeah,
The
what's up with
heck?
that?
Janelle, will you text it to me if you're
I
able?
will.
Tommy put a link in the chat.
Yes.
Okay,
And Tommy, tell us about the link.
Oh,
It takes it to the poem, to the reading. You're reading.
Good, good, good,
Yeah.
good. Perfect. Thank you.
Well, I just want to say that was awesome.
thank you.
I, I, I've been in a trance, as you know, and it brought me out of it for a minute.
Yeah, and that's part when you look at these words, or two different aspects of mind, which that's the part I left out of my initial comments. Can I have my glasses back?
You
We're
may.
we're we're the passing around the one eye that we have between us. Uh, so when you look at Vijnanamaya kosha and Manamaya kosha, I think what they were really talking about was ventral and fight or flight. Because when we go ventral, for those of you who are new, we're talking about the vagus nerve, and it's got two channels, which are the Ida and Pingala on the caduceus, the twining of the two snakes. Parasympathetic, sympathetic, central nervous system of the Sushumna. Well, though there's two aspects of that. One
Talking about
aspect,
the caduceus.
the caduceus, right?
Yeah.
But that's also the symbol in India for the chakras and the Sushumna. The caduceus stole the symbolism, okay? But it's Indian. And so one is fight or flight, sympathetic nervous system. That's when we process through Manamaya kosha, when it gets dedicated to keeping us protected and defense. Nervous system become dedicated to defense. Okay. The other one is always available to rebalance that, to get it out of ego defensive mode and get it back to what I call warrior energy. Warrior energy, which we study a lot in martial arts, is the use of force for the protection of yourself and the people around you. It's never used to attack, it's never used to coerce. And so that's the kind of energy that gets awakened when we begin to bring these different vibrational energies in. That's where children have a natural sense of boundaries. They don't have to be taught boundaries. They go, don't do that to me. Don't talk to me like that. My granddaughter one time ran off. We were at Norton and she ran off with another one of the grandchildren. We could see them and we're hollering at them and they won't turn around, look at us and come back. So we finally ran down and we got her and said, don't ever do that again. And she looks at me and goes, you're getting too adulty. And she's like, don't talk to me like a child. I'm a being who's wandering free in the world, following my joy and my bliss, and she's like, don't get adulty with me. And I just had to laugh. I mean, God, kids are so wise, they get it. Okay. So we reclaim that kind of energy. Carl Jung called it king and queen energy. You walk with dignity. You expect to be respected and you respect the people you see. Uh, and that emerges here in that energy. So those are tricky ones. And I hope you hear the heart is not about feelings. We think it's about emotion. It's not about emotion. Okay. It's about embodied energy. About embodied energy. We've got it all wrong. Okay. And that's why Jesus, when he talks about forgiveness, how many times you forgive? 7 times 70 without measure. Why? Because it blocks the flow of energy. There's nothing going on that's worth being blocked. Anger blocks, anxiety blocks, despair blocks. Okay, so it's not wrong. It's just, you got a choice. You want to channel this energy or you want to block it and end up feeling like this. It's your choice. So remember, Michael Singer, only you can set yourself free. Nobody's controlling you. Yes, they did in the past. Yeah, they brutalized the shit out of you. Yeah, you hated it at the time. And you said, I can't wait to be a grown up because I'm going to stay up all night watching horror films and eating popcorn. Well, just.
I wanted to second the notion that this meditation was awesome.
Thank you.
I loved it. And right from the beginning, I could feel the energy of the earth energy coming up through me and out in to the rest of the universe. I mean, it was just a genuine feeling, and the feeling of the mountain, being connected to the earth. And it was an awesome feeling.
Okay.
Tom, that's so interesting that you mentioned the mountain. That's exactly what I was taken back to our mountain meditation.
Yeah.
And just feeling, I don't know, what went through my mind was just that strong mountain, not letting anything, not that it's not letting, but everything happens around the mountain, everything happens to the mountain, and the mountain still remains.
Yes.
Just kept thinking about that.
So grounded, it's so attached to the earth. The earth energy comes up through it and puts to me like almost an aura of invincibility around.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
The storms come and beat on the mountain. But the mountain gives life too. It forms streams that go and engender forests, and it takes the energy that it gets from the earth and from the sky, and it gives it back as life. I mean, it's a wonderful metaphor. I love the meditation.
Yeah. See, that's a six chakra thing. Images are six chakra, and their purpose is to awaken certain forms of energy. And this is what we've forgotten in the West. We go and we look at India and we see all these idols, all these gods and goddesses. And what we don't understand is they embody a certain quality of energy. That's all they're there to do, is to awaken that. And that's why you see little babies. Why are we so in love with little babies? You see them in Indian culture. They represent Ganesh as a little baby. And in China, you see them. In Japan, you see babies everywhere. Why? Because they awaken our heart. We want to protect them. We want to nourish them. And they just instantly do that. The baby Jesus, and other people's children. Oh, come here. They're not your children. They're our children. I mean, you pinch your little cheek and eat your little toes. So when you look at a symbol, get symbols like that, Tommy. And on your, Brad, you have a puja table, don't you? Brad?
Yes, he said.
Is it
Shaking
there
his head.
where you could show them? Okay, a puja.
No, but I have my favorite religious symbol. I'll hold it up to the camera. Maybe you can see it.
The sacred couple.
Yeah,
Who is that?
just a minute. There.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
And the thing I like about that is they're both erotic as heck.
Yep.
And that is a religious symbol. Her breasts are bare. They're sitting with adornment on instead of clothing. And so to me, that's a good thing.
Yep. Well, and we forget that erotic energy. One of my favorite stories is the story of Swami Rama. When he was early in his apprenticeship, he would try and meditate, and he would be visited by a voluptuous goddess, blue, who would dance seductively in front of him, and he'd become so aroused that it was painful. And he was so ashamed at what he was feeling that he wouldn't even tell his guru about it. So finally, after frustration and trying to deal with it, finally goes to him and tells him what's going on, and his teacher just laughed. Said, Ram, what are you doing? He says, can't you see that she's God? Says, you're fighting God. You've got her stuck in this image. You've got her stuck at second chakra. It's erotic energy. He said, release her. See who she really is. See that she's divine energy. That's a sign that you're alive. Those sexual energies aren't meant to be discharged. something in Hinduism they call brahmacharya, the conservation of energy, not squandering energy. Okay, so I don't want to get lost in it, don't want to chase it. I want to use that energy, move it up into third chakra to become that steadfastness and eventually to rejoin with the other forces of life. So no, they are totally into the sensual, totally into the erotic. All of that stuff is still sacred energy. We say that it's sick, it's twisted, and they build temples to it. And they write the Kama Sutra and the Anagaranga and have temple depictions of different positions to make love. No, because it's life, people, just life.
Also on my puja table, which I can't take the camera to, there's a photograph of you, Bart, and Vern Barnett and Dr. Vasavita at my ordination in Michigan in 1971, I think it was. And various things like that. Shunyat, Meher Baba, things like that.
So these are people, figures, images in your life that awaken your heart, that inspire you. And having them and surrounding you is part of the way to enhance your meditation. If you look at us, we've got a Buddha, we've got Kuan Yin, we've got Amma,
Saraswati,
who Liddell embodies Saraswati, who's a teacher and a musician. So play with these things. Keep awakening. Songs are great. Songs inspiration. We just got a new one by called "I Am Grateful" by Saint Finnegan. Finnegan.
Yeah.
Right now, all the church bells are ringing here. They always ring on Saturday at 5 o'clock.
Oh, I wish I could hear them.
Well, see if I can open the window and you can maybe hear some.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
It's that funny thing that doesn't do sustained tones.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Not coming through.
Little bit. Just
No.
barely.
She's the
Not
one.
coming through. It's pretty awesome, and it makes me think of what you just said about singing and all that, and that you have that advantage here that happens, and you can be reminded of these things. Also, there's one thing I wanted to say was the tree that only takes what it needs. That's a lesson. That's a lifelong lesson for me, to realize what do I need and what do I take, because society has made me a certain way. It's like that Jethro Tull song, "Skating Away on a Thin Ice." You wake up all of a sudden and you're like, realize you are you and you're not what society wanted you to be. And so you have to learn, what is it, and you only do that by feeling what you just said, like this whole meditation, by feeling this divine spirit. And do you realize, what do I need? How much? When do I stop? When do I stop eating? Do I finish this plate or do I just save it for later? It's all lovely, lovely life stuff, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
It is. And there's a word for that, Corinne, called aparigraha. It's one of the yamas, which translates to non-possessiveness. All things in moderation. Take what you need.
No more.
No more.
No less.
That's a lovely thought.
We're so timid about taking anything. We're embarrassed, or we're afraid what we're going to owe for what we took. No, not necessary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
And quickly, how's your dad?
Well, he's moved. Yesterday we moved him to a home. And he survived the night just fine. And I saw him this morning. He was fine. My sister and my brother going today. So we'll see what the week will bring.
Lovely. Thank you.
He knows he has to be there. He's totally, his mind, he has an amazing mind. And he's very strong and brave. He knows he doesn't like it, but he knows that to work on it. He's doing it.
Yeah,
You know.
that's great.
So we'll see.
Thank you.
It's very, very sad that he's not here in his home. Where I read a statistic that 80% of the people want to die at home and 20% want to die in a home. And usually, and what happens is 80% die in a home and 20% die at home. So
Yeah.
it doesn't happen the way you want it.
No.
And he knows that. He knows he can't be here. He knows his body's not letting him be here anymore.
Yeah. Shame.
Yeah, well,
You
take what you need.
That's what they will. Yeah.
But it's dealing with the present moment. He's dealing with the life the way it is.
Yeah.
Bless him for that.
Grieving.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not easy to be 102, 103 in 2 months.
Yeah. Yep. I love that the difference between long life and long health. We strive for the wrong thing because we end up with long life and no health. That's no fun.
But he luckily has
his health.
Yes, when you're like that, your body, I mean, it just doesn't want to do anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a former congregant who is 102 who plays boogie woogie piano every Thursday for her rest home people. And she's on top of it. And she says, I don't know why I'm still alive. What should I do? I said, well, play piano at least.
That's why she's here.
Bringing joy to all the other people. That's it.
While I have the mic, I believe this was your birthday week. Isn't that true, Bart?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm always amazed that people could keep track of that stuff. I have no idea when your birthday is, Brad. I'm so embarrassed.
Happy birthday, Bart.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope someday I never grow up. So, so let's ohm us out, my dear.
I think we should dedicate the raspberry to all those birthdays. We don't care what they are.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. I have a friend that she loves to celebrate birthdays. She's a 50-year-old kid. And every time I greet her on the phone, I go, happy birthday. And she goes, happy birthday back. So not only birthdays, but unbirthdays too. Yeah. Very merry unbirthday to you.
Me?
Very merry birthday to you. To me.
Because we're all a little mad.
I was just going to say.
Absolutely.
All right. Deep breath in.
Code 8386
6798. We're stopping at Billy's Boudin to get some chicken cracklings and a king cake. We're on the way to the farm.
Oh, well, party on. If you're going to be around this week, come up and visit.
I might. I am. I got to get back for I got to get back for an appointment, but I may be able to stay till Thursday. I'm going to see if I can move things around.
Well, if you need somewhere to stay, come stay with me and Matthew.
Okay.
No, I'm serious.
Thank you. That's very
Love
nice.
you guys.
Love you.
Matthew, thanks again for keeping the meditations and the talks on YouTube. I really appreciate
Yes.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Matthew, thank you.
Right now.
Yes.
Bye.
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 Bye, Sandy.
Bye, Sandy.
Bye-bye.